Easter eggs. From hidden messages to secret unlockables, these little gems are scattered throughout our favorite games, just waiting to be discovered. But what exactly is an Easter egg in the world of gaming? Just like the hidden surprises that are left by the Easter Bunny, video game Easter eggs are hidden treasures that developers sneak into their games for players to find. These can range from subtle references to other games or pop culture icons, to full-blown secret levels or special unlockables that can change the way you play the game. But sometimes, these surprises aren't so pleasant at all. So without a further ado, let's uncover some of the most sinister Easter eggs in gaming history. Number 1. The Infinity Killer Easter Egg of GTA 5. For those who are unfamiliar, the Infinity Killer is a mysterious character in GTA 5 who has been linked to a series of terrifying murders in the game. This elusive figure leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues, challenging players to uncover the truth behind its sinister actions. Merle Abrahams, more commonly known as the Infinity Killer, is a serial killer in Grand Theft Auto 5. Though he is never seen in the game, he is mentioned numerous times throughout the game. Abrahams is responsible for the Infinity murders carried out in December of 1999, in which he murdered 8 people and buried them in a secret place in San Andreas. Very little is known about Merle Abrahams' life. He was born in 1947, although his location of birth has never been determined. He resided in a home in Sandy Shores for much of his lifetime until he began developing a severely psychotic state of mind and an apparent obsession with the number 8 and infinity. He claimed that 8 is just infinity turned sideways, hence his nickname, the Infinity Killer. In 1999, Abrahams reached the peak of his psychosis when he murdered 8 male joggers and hid their bodies around the state in a murder spree which was named by authorities as the Infinity Murders. Soon after, he was captured by the police and incarcerated in the Bolingbroke Penitentiary. At some point during his incarceration, his house in Sandy Shores was intentionally set on fire and vandalized, possibly by one of his neighbors. Abrahams later died in December 2004 at age 57. While awaiting trial for the Infinity murders, he never confessed to have carried out the murders, but he admitted to having an irrational obsession with the number 8. The bodies of his murder's victims were never found. There are many in-game clues around the state of San Andreas which reference Merle Abrahams and the Infinity murders. Most of these clues come from the form of short phrases written on walls by Abraham himself, usually describing his motivations behind the murders. These clues illustrate his psychotic mentality and his rise to insanity over the course of a few years. Number 2. GTA 5's Ghost of Jolene Easter Egg. If you think you've seen it all in this game, think again, because this hidden gem will send shivers down your spine. Near the peak of Mount Gordo, there is a large flat rock on the ground which bears the word Jock written in what appears to be blood. Between 2300 and 0, the player will be able to witness a ghost manifest itself near the rock. The ghost appears to be female with long black hair and a white dress or robe. The ghost itself appears to be slightly translucent. It appears to fade away from your view if the player tries to get close to it, but it can still be seen through a sniper sight or in the phone's camera. Jolene's spirit does not interact with the players in any form, besides vanishing on approach. She has a permanent petrified open-mouthed look on her face with an empty white eyes staring directly in front of her. The only movement that spirit makes is a very slight bobbing in a circular motion and a cyclone of wind. This can be seen at any point in the game, including in GTA Online, not only at 100% like the UFOs and other myths. It is proven that if players go to the campsite located next to Ursula's house, they will hear screaming. At the bottom of Mount Gordo, there is a small campsite that is usually occupied by 4 to 5 pedestrians. At night, this area is abandoned. At the same time, between 2300 and 0, the player is able to hear voices screaming and incomprehensible whispering sounds when they look at the ghost. If played backwards, it says, "Let's see your shot." Number 3. Assassin's Creed 2's elusive Giant Squid Easter Egg. Assassin's Creed 2 is renowned for its stunning historical landscapes, intricate storylines, and hidden treasures, but few players are aware of the secret lurking beneath the shimmering waters of the game's expansive map. Deep in the depths of the virtual ocean lies a breathtaking Easter egg that pays homage to one of the most enigmatic creatures in the sea, the giant squid. As you venture into the waters of Assassin's Creed 2, keep an eye out for a hidden cave located on the western coast of the map. The seeming ordinary cave holds a secret passage that leads you to a chamber adorned with intricate underwater flora and fauna. The presence of the Giant Squid Easter egg in Assassin's Creed 2 is not just some random nod to marine life. It's believed to be a clever reference to the legendary Kraken, a mystical creature that has captivated sailors and storytellers for centuries. The Kraken is said to have an ability to bring down entire ships with its monstrous tentacles, striking fear into the hearts of even the bravest seafarers. In order to get this interaction, the player must make Ezio look into the water near the first lever for about 1 minute, and then eventually a cutscene will play showing a large squid swimming by. The inclusion of the Giant Squid Easter egg in Assassin's Creed 2 showcases the attention to detail and creativity of the game developers. By incorporating this hidden gem, they have added an extra layer of depth and intrigue to the already immersive world of Renaissance Italy. It's examples like these that demonstrates the passion and dedication that goes into creating a truly unforgettable gaming experience. Number 4. The alien encounter in Animal Crossing's New Horizons. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Animal Crossing, it is a charming life simulation game where players take on the role of a mayor in a cute village populated by anthropomorphic animals. However, beneath the colorful and cheerful facade of the game lies a dark secret waiting to be discovered. Nintendo's Animal Crossing's New Horizon is all about recruiting visitors to one island. However, some players may not realize that such unexpected encounters can include aliens. Players can encounter a broadcast on a TV that might enable them to spot this Easter egg. If players don't already have a TV, they will need to craft one using a recipe from one of the neighbors, or purchase it from the Nook. There's also a chance the recipe for the television might show up on the beach in a bottle. The creepy alien broadcast in Animal Crossing's New Horizon is only accessible on Saturdays and occurs for 1 minute at 3:33 a.m. The Easter egg also requires a player to have a TV in their home. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the TV's static reveals what is clearly an alien figure who appears to be talking. The aliens broadcast in New Horizons is not the first time aliens have been featured in the Animal Crossing franchise. The aliens broadcast originates in New Leaf when a similar show was broadcast on the TV at 3:33 a.m. on Sundays and Mondays. This ship actually piloted by Gulliver, who will reward the player with an item for helping him repair his UFO. As you ponder the revelations of the alien's scary Easter egg in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can't help but wonder what other secrets lie hidden within the game, waiting to be uncovered. Number 5. The Children of Goldshire Easter egg in World of Warcraft. This hidden gem has puzzled players for years, and today we are going to dive deeper into its origins and uncover the dark truth behind this chilling Easter egg. The Children of Goldshire, commonly called the Creepy Goldshire Children, are a group of 6 human children called Dana, Aaron, Cameron, John, Jose, and Lisa. They walk on the patch from Goldshire to Stormwind City together. The children are known for the fact that they go into an empty house's second floor and form a pentagram pattern, remaining silent and unmoving. They are actually references to Blizzard Entertainment employees. At 7 a.m. server time, the children will spawn and leave the house, running all the way to the Valley of Heroes in Stormwind City, then to Goldshire, up the road towards Northshire Abbey, to where the river meets Mirror Lake, and back to their house. They go up to the second floor and stay in a circular formation, and each time they reach a destination, they stop for approximately 10 minutes to shift and move around, pointing in different directions. Cameron is always in the middle, while Dana is always in front. While they stand still, the children orbit around Cameron. Once the children finish their rounds at around 7:40 a.m., they return to their room once again. Spooky music and sounds and voices play, and the children despawn at 8 o'clock. The sound include a banshee scream, a ghoul call, Cthulhu saying, "You will die," and death is close. Number 6. The Cask of Amontillado Easter egg in Fallout 4. Grab your Nuka-Cola and let's embark on this mysterious adventure together. Over the course of its bizarre storyline, the Fallout series has frequently dabbled in horror. In Fallout 3, the Dunwich building referenced H.P. Lovecraft both in name and its allusion to an eldritch god. In Fallout 4, Dunwich Borer's Aquaria also sounds awfully familiar to the Dunwich Horror, a novella by H.P. Lovecraft. But the developers of the Fallout appreciate more than Lovecraft. There's also a reference to horror master Edgar Allan Poe hidden within Fallout 4. In the Old Guns mission associated with the Minutemen questline, the player character must go to the castle, a star-shaped fort the Minutemen plan to reclaim. Inside the castle is a skeleton behind a particularly destroyed wall. Near the broken wall, players can find a cask of Amontillado wine. If any of this sounds familiar, it's because the scene referenced Edgar Allan Poe's short story The Cask of Amontillado. Edgar Allan Poe wrote primarily during the mid-1800s and worked in a variety of genres. However, Poe's horror works like The Black Cat and The Fall of the House of Usher may be more familiar to readers and this more mundane titles. Published in 1846, The Cask of Amontillado follows the story of a man named Montresor who harbors an extreme hatred for the nobleman Fortunato. Because Fortunato insults Montresor, the later man creates a plan to kill the nobleman. After getting Fortunato drunk on wine, Montresor buries him alive by enclosing him within a brick wall. Number 7. The elusive Man-Bat Jumpscare in Batman Arkham Knight. If you're a fan of jump scares and heart-pounding moments, then you've come to the right place. 7 years since its original release, Batman Arkham Knight's first Man-Bat appearance is still having an impact on players, as has been shown in the new viral Twitch clip. Fans of the Batman Arkham series are well aware of the infamous Man-Bat jumpscare, in which Batman uses his grapple hook to grapple to a rooftop. Instead of the normal animation where players can propel Batman into a glide, they are confronted with the monstrous Man-Bat. The Dark Knight goes on to have a later confrontation with the winged foe over the course of the game, and does eventually turn him into the GCPD. Although these encounters are far less intimidating than the initial jump scare, Batman Arkham Knight features plenty of scary moments, which is appropriate given its features Scarecrow as the main villain. The Caped Crusader encounters all kinds of scary foes over the course of the game, including a particularly terrifying encounter with the Professor Pig. The Man-Bat missions come up with a scarier ending, however, as should the player return to the GCPD after apprehending Kirk Langstrom on Halloween, they'll discover that Man-Bat has escaped. If they also return to Langstrom's lab while exploring Arkham Knight's open-world Gotham City, they'll find blood scrawled all over the walls, with the implication being that his wife took the formula and now has also been turned into a Man-Bat. The Man-Bat jump scare in Batman Arkham Knight is a moment that will stay with you long after you've experienced it. The terror and thrill of encountering this monstrous creature is unpropelled, and the jump scare will leave you on edge for the rest of your playthrough. Fans of horror and suspense will appreciate the attention to detail and the commitment to delivering a truly frightening moment in the game. Number 8. The notorious Robbie the Rabbit Easter egg in Silent Hill 4. A hidden gem that adds an extra layer of depth to an already chilling game. Robbie the Rabbit is an anthropomorphic rabbit character that has made an appearance in many of the Silent Hill games. He is a mascot of Lakeside Amusement Park and has much merchandise based on him, usually as a doll. For the most part, his role seems to serve little more than to provide an ambiguous level of unease to the player due to the odd nature of his existence within the world of Silent Hill, his bright colors contrasting from the rust brown and dark red of everything else, and his reoccurring cameos. Some versions of Robbie are large enough to act as a mascot costume for a human, and it's unknown whether there is a person dead or alive inside. Robbie is primarily seen with pink fur and occasionally blue and yellow under overalls. In some of his appearances, his mouth is stained with blood. His pink variant wears a green bow tie, with his blue variant wears a yellow bow tie. In Silent Hill 4: The Room, a Robbie the Rabbit doll is seen sitting on a bed belonging to Eileen Gavin. While he isn't seen actually moving, he does change posture once Eileen is rushed to the hospital. He is then turned towards her, the player, pointing at Henry Townshend menacingly. A hot air balloon of his head can also be seen outside of Henry's window, which for unknown reasons has its mouth bloodied. Cynthia Velasquez has a tattoo of Robbie on her right buttock, only visible when she is wearing her alternate costume. In the Walter Sullivan victim files, Miriam Locaine's silhouette is seen holding a Robbie the Rabbit doll. Whatever the true meaning behind Robbie the Rabbit's Easter egg may be, one thing is certain: he remains a captivating and unsettling figure in the Silent Hill universe. From his origins as a mascot in Silent Hill 3 to his unexpected appearance in Silent Hill 4, Robbie the Rabbit continues to intrigue and unsettle players with his mysterious presence. Number 9. The Five Nights at Freddy's series, Golden Freddy. Grab your security badge and flashlight, because we're about to dive into the darkness of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Golden Freddy, previously known by the file name Yellow Bear, is a mysterious and ghost-like entity who takes on the form of a yellow animatronic bear. He plays a prominent role in the Five Nights at Freddy's series, although his origins are cryptic and unknown. Undisclosed to Fazbear Entertainment Incorporated and to the public, Golden Freddy, along with the 4 original animatronics, are possessed by children murdered by a man named William Afton. Due to this, he and others are now seeking revenge against their killer by attacking any adults in the pizzeria after hours in blind rage. Despite the good ending presumably showing his soul to be set free, it's speculated that his spirit refuses. Golden Freddy is a hidden 5th animatronic that can be summoned on any night. However, it happens most often on night 1 and rarely on night 3. To do so, watch the poster on Cam 28. It usually is a poster of normal Freddy with a microphone saying "Celebrate." Keep hanging from that camera to another one until that poster changes to a close-up of Golden Freddy's face. Close your laptop before you switch to another camera, and Golden Freddy will appear in your office. He will kill you and crash the game. However, the game will not crash if this happens on night 3. You can also try to escape Golden Freddy. Once you see him, put the camera back up to make him go away. Alternately, successfully complete Secret Night 6 and go to the level editor on night 7. Set the AI levels to 1987, which corresponds to the date of when the Bite of 87 incident occurred. Press start and get a scare by Golden Freddy. Of course, like any good Easter egg, the Golden Freddy Jumpscare has sparked a flurry of theories and speculations among fans. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain: Golden Freddy's Jumpscare is a chilling reminder of the horrors that await within the game. Number 10. The Witch Easter Egg in Payday. The Payday series is a co-op first-person shooter made by Overkill Software. The game itself is not a horror game by any means, but the developers have put in a few hidden Easter eggs in their games. In July 2012, a new heist was added to the game, which takes place in the No Mercy Hospital from the Left 4 Dead series. The power could be cut halfway through the raid. During this time, there is a small chance the player will hear the iconic crying of the witch from the Left 4 Dead. The player may see her crying in a locked, inaccessible room. When the player looks at her, she suddenly appears at the door, her face pressed against it, and yells at the player before she quickly disappears, shocking anyone that is playing the game. It is also unknown if it still occurs on Payday 2. The witch Easter egg in Payday may be chilling and unsettling encounter, but it is also a testament to the depth and complexity of the game's world. So the next time you embark on a heist in Payday, keep your eyes open for the hidden secrets and dark surprises. You never know what may be lurking in the shadows. Number 11. The Headcrab Zombie screams in Half-Life 2. For those who may not be familiar, Half-Life 2 is a legendary first-person shooter game developed by Valve Corporation. Released in 2004, it quickly became a beloved classic with its groundbreaking gameplay and immersive storyline. One of the most iconic enemies in the game is the Headcrab Zombie. But what you may not know is that there is a hidden element to these creatures that adds a whole new level of creepiness when you reverse the audio of the Headcrab Zombies in Half-Life 2. You will uncover a chilling secret that will leave you with goosebumps. The developers at Valve Corporation include this subtle Easter egg as a way to add an extra layer of horror to its game. Headcrab zombies are pretty creepy by themselves, the way they move towards you, how they came to be, but the secrets of their cries is the most horrifying thing. When put in reverse, the zombies can be heard saying, "Oh God, help me," and "Get it off me." If that's not disturbing enough, if you set them on fire and put it in reverse, they can be heard saying, "My life's fading, my eyes sting, put it out." The discovery of this Easter egg has sparked curiosity and speculation among gamers worldwide. Many have shared their interpretations and theories about the reversed audio, leading to a vibrant community of fans who are obsessed with uncovering every secret hidden within Half-Life 2. The impact of this revelation has solidified the game's status as a timeless masterpiece that continues to captivate players to this day. Number 12. The Haunted Hotel Easter egg of Hitman Contracts. Hitman Contracts is known for its immersive gameplay and intricate level design, but what many players may not know is that the game is also home to some chilling Easter eggs that will send shivers down your spine. One of the most infamous Easter eggs in Hitman Contracts is the Haunted Hotel Easter egg, which has left players scratching their heads and wondering if there is more to the game than meets the eye. You can find the ghost of a dead resident in 6 different locations in the mission's Traditions of the Trade. To find the hallway where the ghost is located, go to the hallway on the right of the ground level and keep on walking until you see a door with a sign on it saying, "Wing closed." Either pick the lock of this door or open it with the master key. After you have opened the door, then go left and open the double doors. Once you walk through the doorway, you will be in a gray hallway. Each room in this hallway contains a mirror, and the ghost will appear in all of them. Aside from being able to take out the ghost with the fiber wire, if you drag it to the body in the murder room, it will eventually disappear and never reappear anywhere else. Additionally, if you shoot the area above the bath or the shower when he appears, blood will appear as if shooting a live enemy. This Easter egg has left a lasting impact on players, sparking debates and discussions within the gaming community. Some players have reported feeling a sense of unease long after encountering the ghostly figure, while others have been inspired to dig deeper into the lore of Hitman Contracts to uncover more unhidden secrets. Number 13. The PT radio station's Easter egg in Metal Gear Solid 5. This cryptic and mysterious secret is a nod to the cancelled Silent Hills game and is definitely worth checking out. For those who may not be familiar, PT, Playable Teaser, was a demo released by Konami in 2014 for a new Silent Hills game, which has ultimately been cancelled. However, the demo itself became a cult classic in the gaming community due to its eerie and unsettling atmosphere. Metal Gear Solid 5, developed by Hideo Kojima, also features a hidden Easter egg that plays homage to PT within the game's radio stations. This secret was discovered by eagle-eyed players who were quick to recognize the familiar sounds and references. When playing through PT, you'll probably notice, when you're not dying anyway, a radio station broadcasting a news report of a particularly grisly series of murders. MGS5 actually plays this exact report in Mission 20. As you're wandering through the midst of the Numba industrial zone, you'll find a tent with a radio airing this broadcast while a haunting melody plays in the background. If you head to Outpost 13 in Africa, you'll find a boombox containing a cassette tape along with the song 20406083. This creepy tune was featured in PT and was composed by Ludwig Vorsel, who also worked on the MGS5 soundtrack. When you solve PT's puzzle, or stumble your way through it, you're rewarded with a monologue delivered by a man who casually recounts how his dad killed him and his family, and how he'll be coming back and bringing his new toys with him. This monologue is also, strangely enough, featured in MGS5. If you leave some skulls alive on your way to Code Talker's mansion in Mission 28, you'll find a radio inexplicably playing this terrifying message. As players continue to explore the radio stations in Metal Gear Solid 5, they may stumble upon additional Easter eggs and secrets that tie back to PT. These include glitched audio clips, mysterious phone calls, and references to the infamous "Lisa is coming" phrase from the demo. By piecing together these clues, players can unravel the hidden story behind the PT radio station's Easter egg and gain a deeper appreciation for the game's attention to the detail and creativity. Number 14. Call of Duty's Finest Hour Easter egg. Let's explore the ghostly room that has left the gaming community buzzing with excitement and fear. For those of you who are not familiar, Call of Duty Finest Hour is a classic first-person shooter game released in 2004. Set during World War II, the game follows the struggles of the soldiers from different Allied countries as they battle their way through the European theater. With its intense gameplay and gripping storytelling, Call of Duty's Finest Hour has earned its place as a beloved title in the gaming community. The ghostly room was an Easter egg found in the Call of Duty Finest Hour in the level called Underground Passage. Once going down the spiral staircase at the beginning, there would be a large room with a German soldier in it, along with a passage to a larger tunnel on the right. Going into this larger area would spawn more Germans. One on the right side of the tunnel, there is a door that appears to be unopenable, with a med pack next to it. To open the door, throw 2 grenades at it, then go up to it and press the action button. No action icon will appear. Throw another grenade at it and it will blow open. Go down a narrow tunnel, which enemies and the squad mates will not be able to enter if they coexist with each other. If all the Germans are killed, the squad mates will follow. At the end is the ghostly room, which is built in a circular shape. There appears to be no ceiling, only candles floating in mid-air. On the ground is a small M4 Sherman rolling around. A small P-51 Mustang will be flying among the candles. A toilet is on the right, a chair with a Kaiser bear will be sitting, and in the center will be a cradle with a coveted sticky bear laying at the foot of it. At first, the cradle appears to be empty, but upon going up to it and looking inside it, the ghost of a young boy appears to be sitting in it. Hitting the action button when near him will make him get out and walk in mid-air, posing as a soldier. He doesn't seem to acknowledge that the player is there, and gives a blank stare the whole time. The entire room also appears to be lined with strange pictures, and near the stairs descending into it, there is a Browning 30 cal machine gun and an MG42, along with an oversized rat sitting in a cage under the stairs. As you explore the creepy room, you soon realize that it's not just a random hidden area, but a carefully crafted space that holds clues to a larger, more sinister puzzle. Strange noises can be heard echoing through the room, sending shivers down your spine as you try to piece together the cryptic messages scrawled onto the walls. Could this be a manifestation of the developer's twisted creativity, or something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Number 15. The Mannequin Easter egg of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. One of my personal favorites on the list, and another mysterious and elusive Easter egg that has been intriguing players for years, and today, we're going to uncover its secrets and show you how to find it for yourself. The Mannequin Easter egg in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is a legend in the gaming community. One of the most interesting of the many Easter eggs in Call of Duty is the zombie mannequins in Nuketown. For those who are unaware, players can make the futuristic mannequins dotted around the map come to life by shooting off all their heads within the first 2 minutes of a match. But did you know that there is a second zombie mannequins Easter egg in Black Ops 3 that makes the shambling creatures even creepier? The second Easter egg is activated in much the same way as the first one, but instead of shooting the heads off the mannequins, players must shoot off their arms. By shooting both arms off every mannequin on the remade Nuketown map, the mannequins will come to life, but aren't able to move whenever the player is looking at them. Dubbed the freeze frame Easter egg by players, it's reminiscent of the mannequin scenes from the condemned games of How the Boos Work in Super Mario. As players continue to explore the mannequin Easter egg in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the mystery deepens and more secrets are uncovered. Some have speculated that the mannequins hold clues to a larger conspiracy within the game, while others believe that they are simply there to add an extra layer of mannequin challenge and excitement. Whatever the true purpose of the mannequin Easter egg may be, one thing is certain: it has captured the imagination of players around the world. Number 16. The Infinite Fun Easter egg in the iconic Sonic the Hedgehog CD. Before we jump into the Easter egg, let's take a quick look back at the Sonic the Hedgehog CD. Released in 1993 for the Sega CD, this game is a beloved addition to the Sonic franchise. With its vibrant graphics, catchy music, and fast-paced gameplay, Sonic CD quickly became a fan favorite. Like many Sonic the Hedgehog games, 1993 Sonic CD possessed a sound test mode for listening to the game's music, which could be accessed by pressing down the following button sequence on the title screen: down, 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 left, right, and A. Using the sound test, players could access a very disturbing Easter egg. Inputting the numbers 46, 12, and 25 into the sound test mode would bring up a bizarre screen whose background consisted of rows of Sonics with wagging fingers and disturbing human-like faces. The screen was accompanied by the distorted laughter of the game's main antagonist, Dr. Robotnik, and the series of the Japanese characters that translate loosely to "Fun is Infinite with Sega Enterprises" Majin. Majin loosely translates from Japanese as demon or devil, but these are not the only definitions, as the word is also used to refer to several powerful supernatural beings, people, and entities. Despite this, Majin is actually Mazin, and just the childhood nickname of the game's landscape designer, Masato Nishimura. The screen was not meant to scare the player, but rather to be funny, as it was made with the GPEU soundtrack in mind, which is the boss theme, the screen that uses the upbeat music instead of creepy music. It is also not an anti-piracy screen, contrary to popular belief. Over the years, the Infinite Fun Easter egg has become a legendary part of the Sonic the Hedgehog CD lore. Fans have uncovered hidden secrets within the secret level, leading to discussions, theories, and even fan-made levels inspired by the Infinite Fun Zone. As the Sonic community continues to explore and celebrate this iconic Easter egg, its legacy lives on as a testament to the creative spirit of the game developers and the dedication of passionate gamers. Number 17. Super Mario Kart's scary anti-piracy Easter egg. Today we're going to explore the chilling secrets hidden within this beloved game. Super Mario Kart is a timeless classic that has captured the hearts of gamers for generations, but what many players don't know is that lurking beneath the surface of this seemingly innocent game is a hidden anti-piracy measure that will send shivers down your spine. The scare factor begins to set in when the players load up a pirated copy of Super Mario Kart. Instead of the usual joyful music and colorful graphics, they are greeted with a haunting message that warns them of the consequences of their actions. The message is cryptic and unsettling, leaving players with an overwhelming sense of dread as they navigate through the game. As players progress through the game, they will notice subtle changes that signal the presence of the anti-piracy Easter egg. The once cheery and lighthearted atmosphere of the Super Mario Kart is replaced with a sense of foreboding and unease. The colors become muted and the music becomes distorted, and the characters take on a sinister appearance. It's as if the game itself is warning players to turn back before it's too late. But the true horror of the anti-piracy Easter egg comes to light when players reach the final race. As they approach the finish line, the game suddenly glitches and freezes, trapping them in a nightmarish loop of racing and re-racing the same track over and over again. The once friendly characters are now taunt and mock players, their voices warped and twisted into the grotesque parodies of their former selves. Players will find themselves trapped in this nightmare, unable to escape no matter how hard they try. The game becomes a twisted, dark place of horror and despair with no end in sight. As you drive around the dark field, a group of shadow-like characters from the game appear. After text across the screen calls you out for pirating the game, the figures drive towards you, and then the game glitches out. The anti-piracy measure of Super Mario Kart have transformed a beloved childhood classic into a chilling descent into madness. Number 18. The strange Capsule Easter egg in Stardew Valley. A game known for its charming gameplay and quirky surprises, this event is one of the most mysterious and exciting moments in the game, and we're going to break it down for you in detail. Stardew Valley is a magical place. Junimu forest spirits watch over the valley, a mysterious wizard lives in his tower, deep in the forest, and dwarves inhabit the depths of the mines. But one of Stardew Valley's strangest and most mysterious events hint at the presence of yet another type of creature, aliens. Years after the game's release, the strange capsule mystery continues to confound players. The strange capsule is an item that can randomly appear on players' farms in Stardew Valley. It is a completely random event with only a 0.8% chance of occurring each in-game night. In the morning, players will receive a message. A strange sound was heard in the night. They can then find the strange capsule on one random previous empty tile on their farm. The strange capsule can be left where it was found, or picked up and moved somewhere else on the farm. The capsule's description indicates that there's something fleshy bobbing around inside. After approximately 3 days, the capsule will break and be replaced with the empty capsule item. Using the fairy dust item from Stardew Valley's 1.5 content update will also cause the capsule to break immediately. The empty capsule can be stored or displayed, but it is otherwise useless. The strange capsule event can only happen once per save file, so it is impossible to acquire more than one strange or empty capsule without modifying the game or duplicating items. Once the strange capsule has been broken, another mysterious event can be observed in Stardew Valley. Occasionally, a short, dark creature can be seen scuttling around the various areas of Stardew Valley and Pelican Town at night. The creature, theorized by fans to be an alien of some kind, appears most often near the bus stop. However, it can also be shown up behind Jody and Ken's house, in front of Emily and Haley's house, or next to the bridge leading to the beach. The creature is extremely shy and will run away as soon as the player gets too close. It may briefly stop and wave at other players, but cannot otherwise be interacted with in any way. Because of its shyness, it is impossible to learn anything more about the creature, including whether it is truly an alien. Creator Eric Barone has remained frustratingly vague about the strange capsule's origin, and whether it truly confirms that aliens exist in the valley. The event remains one of the rarest in the game, meaning that some players could play Stardew Valley for months or even years without encountering it. Fans hope that Barone's upcoming title, Haunted Chocolatier, might include a follow-up with the strange capsule explaining why this otherworldly item truly originated. Otherwise, it might remain a mystery forever. Number 19. Battlefield 4's Ghost of Nansha Easter egg. For those of you who don't know, Battlefield 4 is a 2013 first-person shooter video game, and is the sequel to 2011's Battlefield 3, taking place 6 years later during the fictional war of 2020. The Battlefield franchise, understandably, isn't one of that most players associate with hidden Easter eggs and creepy secrets, but this Battlefield 4, nevertheless, Easter egg satisfies both. In the Nansha strike map from the game's Naval Strike expansion, players are able to reach an underground tunnel with a sealed door and a security camera on the wall next to it. Hang around the area for around a minute or so, and you'll start to hear creepy voices, scarcely comprehensible messages be whispered by a spectral voice. The messages have been interpreted as, "Get out, leave this place, and stay away," while other unsettling growls and noises are simply too garbled to make sense of. Given that Chinese writing nearby translated to Underground Project 273, and the light next to the door spells out EWA in Morse code, many began to suspect that some sort of experiment was taking place behind the door, if only players could figure out how to open the door. Sadly, in the 7+ years since the game's release, nobody's ever successfully gained access, and though one player clipped through the door to prove that there was nothing behind it, that doesn't conclusively mean that opening the door the intended way wouldn't trigger something. It's probably best to assume EA just included this as a ridiculous Easter egg to taunt players, but fans are still very much haunted by it. Number 20. The origin of the Scream in Nuns Massacre. If you're a fan of horror games, this is one Easter egg you do not want to miss. If you are unaware with the game, here's a quick overview. In 2018, Puppet Combo developed and released Nun Massacre, a 32-bit stealth survival game, in which the protagonist, Miss McDonald, must escape from a run-down Catholic boarding school and avoid a knife-wielding killer nun, all while figuring out the mystery of the school. But looking deeper into this game will shock you. Throughout the game, one must try to escape the school while being chased. If the nun finds you, it'll chase you down as a loud sinister noise plays. This is the Nuns Scream. But did you know that the nuns' telltale scream during chase sequences were based on the true story of Ruth Price's 911 call, which supposedly records the murder of an elderly woman named Ruth Price by an intruder? That's right. As she calls the emergency line, the intruder can be heard breaking into Ruth's home, followed by a gut-wrenching scream, the scream that is now used in the game. This Easter egg has gained widespread infamy for its disturbing nature, specifically the alleged dying screams of Mrs. Price. I'll now play a second of this clip, but headphone warning, as it is pretty loud. Number 21. The Resident Evil 4 Lake Easter egg. This hidden gem within the game has captured the attention of gamers around the world, and we are here to explore all the secrets and mysteries behind it. Resident Evil 4 is a survival horror game by Capcom, originally released for the GameCube in 2005. Players control the special agent Leon S. Kennedy on a mission to rescue the US President's daughter, Ashley Graham, who has been kidnapped by a religious cult in rural Spain. The Resident Evil 4 remake has many Easter eggs and secrets for players to uncover, including the several Easter eggs from the original game. In Chapter 3 of the Resident Evil 4 remake, the lake holds a secret moment for players to discover that is completely missable unless players know it exists. Some veteran Resident Evil 4 players are trolling newcomers by convincing new players to shoot the lake, which also contains various treasures and other goodies to find like weapons. However, shooting the lake at a particular point may have a surprising and unavoidable result for unsuspecting players. It's one of the many ways the game tries to catch players unaware, including tricking veteran players themselves into a false sense of security in certain areas, like during the village opening chapter. In Chapter 3, players use binoculars to witness a cutscene of a couple of ganados dumping a body into the lake before they later find fuel for the boat. Regardless of whether players activate the cutscene or miss it, if players stand on the wooden dock next to the boat and shoot the nearby lake water several times, a giant monster jumps out of the lake. The lake monster instantly kills the player, shifting to a first-person perspective as the enormous mouth chomps down from above. The screen then goes black, and a message appears in red stating, "You are dead," with the option to continue, load, or quit the game. Now here comes the last part of the video where I begin to go over just a couple of the Red Dead Redemption 2 Easter eggs. So I'm just scratching the surface here because the video would be way too long for me to go over all of them. Anyway, let's get into them. Number 22, the Red Dead Redemption 2 Robot. Red Dead Redemption 2 is known for its rich storytelling, stunning graphics, and attention to detail. But what many players may not realize is that the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 is also filled with hidden Easter eggs and secrets that add an extra layer of depth to the game. In order to trigger this Easter egg, you have to complete the main story up to Chapter 4, and have already completed the side mission, The Joys of Civilization. Head to St. Denis and look for Marko Dragic between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. in the game to start the Stranger side mission, A Bright Bouncing Boy. He is located by the lake in front of the parks there. The first part of the mission is pretty straightforward. You just need to control his toy boat and shoot all the ships and avoid the mines. Afterwards, Marko will thank you for your help and invite you to visit his lab at Doverhill. His lab is located at the very northern part of the map above the Brandywine Drop. You can only trigger the second part of the side mission after 24 in-game hours from doing the first part of the side mission. There also needs to be a thunderstorm when you visit the lab at night. This time, Marko will ask you to go out in the middle of the thunderstorm to place electric conductors in specific areas in order to gather enough electric energy. The procedure is pretty straightforward as well. Just follow his instructions on where to put the conductors. Afterwards, he will ask you to climb the electric array outside to turn all the switches. Notice that once you flick a switch, another might go off. In order to light all of them, flick the middle one first, then the right one, then lastly the left switch. Once done, head back to the lab to trigger another cutscene. The electric current gathered will be enough to power up a robot inside the lab, but will only be able to take a few steps before falling flat on its face. After completing the Stranger side mission, you can return to Marko's lab after at least 48 in-game hours to discover that he has been murdered and the robot is missing. Pick up the electric lantern on the floor, which is a necessary item in order to locate the missing robot. The electric lantern will glow bright red and orange when you face the direction where the robot is. The robot can be located near the top of the mountain in Coulter, where the main story started in Chapter 1. You know you're getting near when you see the robot's footsteps on the snow. Number 23, Clawson's Rest Easter Egg. Located in Grizzly's West to Amberino, you will find Clawson's Rest, a small isolated cabin near the Dakota River. It appears that the shack's two young residents, whose corpses the player can find on and near their bed, may have died of either starvation or dehydration. In the nightstand, the player can find a letter entitled, "Letter to Glenn and Eddie from Mama," in which the mother explains to her two sons that she's gone to track down those two men and get her money back, and instructs them to keep the door locked no matter who comes knocking. She informs the two boys that there is enough food and water for 4 days, but that she is should be home by the night, as the two boys are dead when the player finds the shack and the door is still locked. It seems that something prevented the mother from coming back, resulting in the death of the children. The final Easter egg on this list is number 24, the ManBearPig. There's all sorts of weird and creepy things to find in the open world of Red Dead Redemption 2. Along with UFOs and vampires, there's also a man-made mutant that can be found in an abandoned house, and it's one of the most disturbing things players will come across in the game. West of the Van Horn trading post in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the abandoned house in question. Unfortunately, Arthur can't just barge through the front door, but rather he has to climb through the window by using a cart. Once players manage to climb through the window, they'll find the mutant, which some fans have noticed kind of looks like ManBearPig from South Park. Overall, the mutant creature is definitely one of the most disturbing things players can find in Red Dead Redemption 2. As we've delved into the realm of video game Easter eggs, we've uncovered some of the scariest hidden secrets lurking within our favorite games. From eerie messages to chilling encounters, these Easter eggs have left players shaken and intrigued. Whether they serve as a nod to honor enthusiasts or a test of players' nerves, one thing is clear: the thrill of discovery in the gaming world knows no bounds. And that will conclude this video. Also, if I did miss out on any Easter eggs that you know of, please do comment below, because I'm sure I missed a lot. Finally, if you did enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you would just quickly like and subscribe in order to stay up to date with all of our content, and it helps out a lot. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.